ever feel like a plastic bag?
Is exactly what I would say if I was
Kyrie Irving. I talked to you, you said you grew up dribbling a basketball inside a plastic bag.
Used to dribble outside with it. It was during Baron Davis documentary.
I tie a plastic bag around a ball and dribble with the ball with a plastic bag.
He said he used to dribble with a plastic bag, so I started dribbling with a plastic bag.
So what does that do?
Hand-eye coordination, get a feel for the ball. You know, it's a plastic bag on a basketball, literally, so you gotta get a feel for it.
You ever tried dribbling on footballs?
No, never. I saw Allen Iverson do it, but I can't do it.
All right, thanks a lot.
Look, in order to do what others can't, you have to train like others don't. And Kyrie learned a piece of that from Baron Davis, who was nasty in his own right. Y'all remember the We Believe Warriors?
Will happen, not just with him scoring, but then also open up. Hello.
When you dunked it and pulled up, and I see you had a waist trainer on, I was like, damn, my nigga got a waist trainer on.
But I digress. There are hundreds, if not thousands of clips of Kyrie Irving doing, well, low-key magic. And he always leaves me wondering, how? Y'all remember his buzzer beater over Jokic last season?
Looking in for Irving. Irving for the win! A southpaw finish!
Yeah, whew, that was cold. But in order to get there, well, I'll just let Kyrie tell it.
Because there's one specific shot, I think
It's a left floater, left-hand floater.
Off the backboard on the baseline, though.
Yeah,
With the angle, I couldn't believe you could take that shot. Why? There's nobody in the history of game that got to that spot and jumped up and thought that was an option.
Catholic school didn't let me stay left-handed.
Oh, you were left-handed at first?
Absolutely.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's why you got to
Absolutely. I was getting slapped on the hand for writing with my left hand.
Oh, wait, I never knew this.
Yeah, that was old school. This was in '96.
Do you write lefty?
Yeah, I could do both.
Wait, so when you put a ball in your left hand, how does it feel now?
Natural.
No, when you watch him play,
Are you ambidextrous?
It makes sense now,
just both sides of my brain are unlocked, if you're asking.
Most people walk around using only one side of their body their entire life. But when you really unlock both sides of your brain, you really see what you're capable of. And I'm not just talking sports, but in life in general. About only 1% of the world is actually ambidextrous. And that doesn't mean to just have a nice left hand layup. It means whether you're writing or throwing or dribbling, both hands just feel
natural.
The coolest thing about this is I believe that both hands and both sides of the brain can be unlocked in just about everybody, if you're willing to suffer through the pain and anguish to get there. And yo, once that shit is unlocked,
Kyrie Irving nearly falls, drives now, spins back, tough fall away shot, it's good! He is unconscious. Irving, oh, what a move! Kyrie Irving! Once again, we all know he can go right or left. Out of the left hand, back to the right, inside the elbow, pass Gortat, crazy spin, mesmerizing!
Behind the back, right to left, that means you have to be able to dribble with both hands, right in and out.
He dropped Carlson along the way.
now imagine if that crusty Catholic school nun beat the lefty out of Kyrie.
Ow! Christ, Jake, take it easy, man.
That was, oh, shit. Stop, Jesus Christ.
She would have robbed us of the Ronaldinho of basketball. That means he has the best handles of all time for the folks that don't watch football. And look, when you try to go against the normal and the orthodox, there's always going to be people trying to pull you back in line. Just look at what Kenyon Martin had to say about Wembanyama.
Jamal Crawford posted this photo of him and Wemby in the lab recently.
Okay.
You know what time it is.
Yeah.
Sacre bleu.
He's 7'5".
Mm-hmm.
Why he need that?
I'm extending my game. It's to help my game.
Get your ass on the block.
I'm getting better.
That extends your game. Get your big ass on the block.
handle.
Go work with Tim Duncan. How about that?
He already working with Tim.
Daily, more. Let's learn that bank shot. Let's learn to face a motherfucker up and shoot this thing off the glass consistently.
Now imagine if Wemby listened to that foolishness. There is a reason why he's nutmegging guards, executing sham gods, and performing at a skill and talent level that we never thought was possible for his height.
We have to think as parents too, for really being mindful of how tall he was possibly gonna be and understanding that flexibility was going to be a big key to him not getting injured because he did yoga at an early age. So his body is used to doing certain things that a normal athlete who never did yoga can't do.
Exactly. Wemby's skill and flexibility didn't happen overnight, and he didn't learn these things by himself. He is different because he trains different.
Your dad taught you proper form for climbing stairs and proper form for running as a very young kid. Did you think that was weird at the time?
Yeah, sometimes I didn't really like understand why he was so like insisting on these points, but now it's like crystal clear. You know, you can, when you walk and when you go upstairs and you run the proper way, you take care of your muscles at all times without even noticing it. So you kind of practice every day, and this when players we start to get like older at the pro level and stuff, it really shows the difference who knows how to run and who doesn't.
And his dad laid the foundation to unlock what we see today. Once you start to see results from training in an unconventional way, your mind is unlocked to an unorthodox way of thinking. You're naturally gonna lean into that. So why on earth would Wemby stop training and learning the skills that got him drafted first overall in the first place? And besides, players like Embiid, Jokic, Kevin Durant have been dominating the league for years now. These guys would not exist if they took advice from Kenyon Martin.
The problem I think with today is that we are so hung up on the yesteryear of the culture and the history that built the league that, bro, we're missing out on greatness right in front of us.
Y'all know something? It's not even Kmart's fault. He's just from an era where that was the norm. Y'all remember that video of a young Shaq playing one-on-one against Michael Jordan?
Oh, get out of here.
Yo, he was a completely different player. Imagine if they told Shaq to continue working on his jump shot and crossover. I mean, it's hard to beef with Shaq's career path. 4 NBA championships and 3 finals MVPs later. But that clip will always have me wondering, what if? And yo, the Shaq route of bulking up and focusing on dominating by force doesn't really work in today's league anymore. If it did, guys like Andre Drummond would still be the starting center on a team somewhere. But hold on. Even in Kenyon Martin's era, there were guys that dared to be different. Dirk Nowitzki comes to mind. I promise you, you don't get that agility and that fadeaway without some unorthodox training methods.
Holger, what impact did he have on your life?
One of his friends was a jazz musician, and he actually was his mentor when he started playing. So the guy would sometimes come to practice with his sax, and he would play the saxophone, and we'd have to dribble to the rhythm, and then mix up the dribbles and make basically the bouncing sound as the drums. And Holger would call it dance the game. He didn't want us to play like robots, right? He never, growing up, even when he was coaching, he didn't want us to run all these plays and you just go set this pick and you set another pick. The sport is like a jazz band. There's 5 guys out there. Everybody has their own skill level, and they're all good at something. And he always said when somebody did a good move, you're like, ooh, b-ball is jazz.
Basketball is jazz. Think of all the best dribblers in sports for a second. And let me know in the comments, do they look like they're dancing out there? Once you unlock that next level, you start to play with a certain fluidity, a certain music that clearly only a few can hear. And for Dirk, it was jazz. I wonder why they called him disco. Anyway, Dirk would have never reached the level that he did without a coach that wasn't scared to try weird and unorthodox training methods. He had Dirk fencing.
He never liked weightlifting. He thought that I was still growing as I was as a teenager, and it's just gonna hurt my joints. We tried all sorts of other different sports to see, hey, what training can we steal from them? What could work for us? This club made me a whole fencing suit, and I got to fence. And what's so good about fencing is they're attacking, but while they attack, they also always play defense. So basically, Holger's philosophy there was on defense, basically you have to be active with your hands and without selling out and giving too much up, and somebody can just blow by you.
Now, I don't know if y'all saw the whole interview, but Dirk goes on to say that his defense never really got better, so maybe the fencing didn't work. But I have to disagree. The point of trying these weird and unconventional methods is not always for the immediate effect. Like maybe you try something and you fail, or you don't get the immediate outcome that you're looking for. But regardless, you've succeeded in connecting some pathways in your brain that weren't there before. And hopefully over time, you will become a player and a person who is open to the unorthodox. But what do y'all think? Do you think Wembanyama should continue to push his game by trying these unconventional training methods? You know, training with guards like Jamal Crawford at 7'4"? Or should he listen to Kenyon Martin, call up Tim Duncan, and act his height? Let me know in the comments below. Please like and subscribe. And what do y'all think about the fro? Until next time.
I'm